What is up, my dudes? Welcome back to Story Time with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and we are getting into some delicious r/choosing beggars. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Okay, before I get into the choosing beggars, I somehow did not get the notification that a subscriber had submitted a story in the r/Reddit Fairy subreddit. So I'm going to get into that one right now, and then we'll get into the choosing beggars. So this one is called r/entitled people. Demand alcohol at a party you weren't invited to? There's the door. Posted by user Percy_285. Hello, my beloved fairy. Well, hello, Mr. or Mrs. Percy. First time poster. English is not my first language. German here. And I suck at grammar. Also, I don't know if the story fits entitled people. Feel free to change the subreddit you think it'll fit better for your video. Might be a long one because I don't know how to shorten that story. So grab something to eat and drink and relax as you read the story. I got my coffee, so we're good to go. A bit about me. I'm currently 28 and male. I was bullied in school and at home. 1 year younger sister and parents. I never liked conflicts and wanted to avoid them. I was a quiet child and just wanted to do my stuff, and that's it. Found out recently that I might be on the Asperger's spectrum. Not an official diagnosis because it's not easy on adults. To the background. I had a very best friend, as a girl, 1 year younger, after my very first girlfriend. Her best friend was a girl who was entitled and really annoying. She once threw a yufka, Turkish flatbread with meat, salad, and stuff, I hope I said that right, into a garden of the neighbor because she didn't want the rest. She didn't give a shit about other people. As you might have guessed, I didn't like her at all. My very best friend knew that as well. Anyway, on to the story. The year was 2007. I invited my best friend to my 16th birthday party and invited a friend of mine as well. My very best friend asked me if she could take another friend of hers who was female to my party, and I said yes. I don't know everything exactly because it was over 12 years ago, but I'll try to write everything down as good as I can. I just recently bought a computer parts to upgrade my computer, but it didn't work how it should. So I asked my friend if he could help me, and he said yes. We tried some things to waste the time until my very best friend got to us and we could finally start and enjoy the day with some movies and things to just relax together. Don't like to party, just to relax, as my birthday is like any other day for me. At one time, I got a message from my very best friend where she said sorry and she didn't want that entitled bitch, EB, was also here, but she followed her anyway. I looked out of the window and saw 4 girls. I was already annoyed that the entitled bitch was there, but I thought, well, I go down and take a look. I got down with my friend, said hi to everyone, and gave my very best friend a hug. I got aside with my very best friend. Very best friend. I'm so sorry that she got here as well. Me. Why did you bring her? You know that I hate her. Very best friend. I know, I'm so sorry. I tried to get her away, but she didn't want to listen. I sighed and looked at entitled bitch. Entitled bitch. Can we go upstairs now, or what? Me. Well, yeah. I was so annoyed, but I always try to be friendly and nice, so we all go upstairs to my room. I had a room in an apartment in a 3-story house from my aunt since I was 12. My friend and I start to work on the computer again after my very best friend introduced her to a friend she could bring with her. I didn't know what to do with them and just tried to figure something out as I was trying to fix my computer so we could listen to music and watch a movie. Entitled bitch. What party is that? No music and nothing. Do you have something to drink? Me. Well, I'm trying to fix my computer so we can listen to music. What do you want to drink? I got X, Y, and Z. Still trying to keep calm. Entitled bitch. No alcohol? She was maybe 15 at the time, if not 14. Legal drinking age for beer and wine in Germany is 16. Me. No. I think after that she said some other stuff and I finally had enough. I had to stand up for myself. Me. If you don't want to be here and try to kill the mood, you can go now. There's the door. Entitled bitch was speechless. I had enough and kicked everybody except my friend out, even my very best friend. I wanted to enjoy my birthday and not to be let down by some entitled bitch I didn't even want there in the first place. My very best friend said sorry again and left. After that, my dad came up and wanted to know if we need anything. He asked what happened after he had seen the girls in my room were only my friend and I. I told him what had happened. We looked for a movie that we would like to watch and kept it calm and just relaxed, and the day was great, and I got distracted at what had happened. I talked with my very best friend about everything and we kept in touch. Still get occasionally in touch with her. TLDR, very best friend brings a friend of hers to my 16th birthday party who wasn't invited, and I kick everybody out because they killed the mood. Sorry for the long post. I hope this story was worth it. I might have another story from my middle school, 10th grade, with armed police and everything. If you want to hear that, just tell me. Yes, we definitely do want to hear that, so please tell me about it. I would say, yeah, this probably could go in the entitled bitch subreddit. She definitely sounds like it, but your friend, dude, like, it's your 16th birthday. That's supposed to be a big deal. You don't just bring people to somebody's birthday, especially if the birthday person doesn't like them. That is guaranteed to ruin a birthday. That's not cool. So I feel for you, my dude. My 16th was pretty shit too, so at least yours turned out better. Choosing Beggar Request a Ride, posted by user the Pillsbury Froboy. Didn't happen to me, happened to a friend who doesn't use Reddit. Basically, my friend is the chair of an organization at our college. One of the students in the organization asked her if she would drive her somewhere at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. The destination is 45 minutes away because she knows she has a car. Being nice, my friend agreed in turn for gas money. The choosing beggar offered her $8, to which my friend replied that's obviously not enough for gas. The choosing beggar sends $25 to her, but only meant to send $20 and immediately requests the extra $5 back. Fast forward to the trip. My friend leaves early so that she can get back home and go back to sleep as she works a night shift with me and hadn't slept. They get to their destination 30 minutes early, and the choosing beggar demands that they go around and kill time since she doesn't want to be early. The choosing beggar then requests they go to Waffle House, and when asked if she has money, the choosing beggar says, "I left my debit card at home." On top of all this, the choosing beggar told my friend she was taking the bus to see her aunt, but when asked in the car by another passenger where she was going, the choosing beggar said she was just taking the bus back home so she could pick up a shift out of work. Edit. I feel like I was unclear on some things. My friend took $20 as payment for the ride in advance. She also brought a friend in the car with her for comfort since she really didn't know the choosing beggar well. She was asked to go to Waffle House but did not go after hearing the girl had no money on her. I would have never taken the choosing beggar in the first place since she barely knows the girl from her organization, but she was trying to be a good Samaritan. So she's just gonna try to give $8 for a 45-minute trip? Oh my god. And then on top of that expects this person you barely know to buy you food at Waffle House? Guys, is Waffle House even any good? I've never been to one and I'm really curious. I really wish we had Denny's here. They have them out west, and I think there's some the more North Ontario you go. Northern. There's some there too. There's none here, unfortunately. And I really miss Moons Over My Hammy. I freaking love that sandwich so much. My wife is too nice for her own good. Posted by user be.busta. Now, before I start, the choosing beggar in this story is not as Karen as most of the choosing beggars here, but infuriated me to the core. So my wife just started her own vinyl printing business. Although we just started, we are building a nice customer base following, which is great. Enter choosing beggar. She initially asks for a semi-complex order. With our pricing option, the total per shirt was $15 with tax. Dude, that's really cheap. I do my own vinyl printing too, and that's super cheap, so just saying. Due to some miscommunication, choosing beggar was mispriced at $10 per shirt. No biggie. We informed the customer as it was our mistake. We let her get the shirts at the lower price. Fast forward. Choosing Beggar contacts us, asking for 28 more shirts. For us, this is a large step in the right direction, as with $15 per shirt and fees would have been $435 with tax. Now you may look at this price and think, that is a lot. However, if you went to a regular shirt company, the lowest price you could find would be roughly around $490 with tax. OP speaks the truth, my dudes. Well, after we sent the quote off, the choosing beggar proceeds to explain. But I only quoted my family at $10, meaning they only collected $280 total. A bit shocked, we again explain that based upon the correct pricing and additional material and labor involved, the price we quoted was fair, if not reasonable. After going back and forth a bit, trying to get Choosing Beggar to understand the concept that a business exists to make money, she then asks us to do it for the $280 anyway. Now, there are those choosing beggars out there that throw their sick relative or kids under the bus to get a discount. In this scenario, the shirt design was specifically made for a sick relative. So with puppy dog eyes, my wife asked me to calculate to see if we could do it. After crunching the number, we could do it and possibly make some profit. However, not enough to make it worth it, and definitely not enough to cover labor involved. After bouncing it back and forth for 2 hours and me advocating against it, my wife folded to the choosing beggar. Now, we are 8 hours into the labor, with roughly 12 to 16 more to go, and I is still a bit sore about it. But my wife keeps reassuring me it's good practice and it's for a cause. Oh no, so he threw his wife under the bus for this post. Dude, I totally get it. If the person's sick, you're doing a nice thing for them. But honestly, the sick person's probably not even aware of these shirts even being going to happen. So I don't know. I think they might be still throwing their sick relative under the bus. Who knows? You never know. Maybe, I don't know. I sometimes gain faith back in humanity, sometimes I lose it. Today is a seesaw between those two because I had one of my subscribers, Coran, you sassy, awesome lady, I love you so much. This nice lady decided to buy me some coffee, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. You rock. I was not expecting that, and it totally put a smile on my face, so I appreciate your support so much. You guys don't have to do stuff like that at all, but I really do appreciate it. So that said, let's move on to the next story. And I really hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry, but please let me know so I can correct myself in the future. It's a free chair, madam. Posted by user TAddictsAnon. I've been trying to get rid of a chair for about 2 weeks, which my boyfriend took to the tip today. Thank goodness. I didn't want to throw it away because it was a perfectly good chair. Everything was going well at first. Had a lady interested. A lady who dropped off the face of the earth. Eventually, she got back to me after I turned someone else down because I had a buyer. Thanks, original lady. 2 days later, another taker appears. I was so excited. Is the object damaged? Apparently, the 4 pictures I put up were not good enough, despite covering every angle. I was not at home, so I got in touch with my boyfriend who took more pictures. I'd like to remind you that this chair is free. It's unlikely to be a mint condition Chippendale. She says, yes, I would like it. Yes, we finally have our lounge back. Can I collect it tomorrow morning? The next morning was a Thursday. Like the majority of people my age, I work during the week. No, she couldn't. I checked with my partner. No, she still couldn't. She doesn't want to collect on the weekend. I offered to take a day off so she can collect it. This is how much I want the effing thing gone. She hasn't responded to me in days. I assume she is still waiting to pick it up. I cannot wait to tell her it's gone. People are, oh my god. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, if you're not interested, just fucking say so and stop wasting everybody's time. Like, is there like scratches? can you take can you go to the store and get one of those micro zoom lens and take pictures of every single fucking crevice? Like, you know? Oh, shit. Bank withdrawal fees now count towards purchases, it seems. Posted by user Demunted. So I've recently upgraded to a new phone, and my old phone was placed on a used website for sale, $200. I've had a number of inquiries and scammers contact me, but nobody was serious, until yesterday. So this guy contacts me and I talk on the phone about it. He's a bit sketchy and has some lame excuse about not having a car and not being able to come and get it, and wants to know if I'll be at the mall across town. Whatever, I need to go shopping and I can waste 20 minutes going just to get this over with. Then the question, how low will you go? Fine, I want it gone. $175. Done. He agrees. I trek out to the mall. Dude is hyper and sketchy. I show the phone. Cash comes out. $150. Me. Okay, so what about the other 25? Him. Can I e-transfer it? Me. I don't care. Sure, you have a phone that connects to Wi-Fi, go ahead. Him. Fiddles with the phone. I don't know my password. Is there a bank name here? Me. Checks Google Maps. Yes, but it's several blocks away. Can't you just use an ATM? Him. Is there one here? Me. Points at ATM sign 20 feet away. Him. Sarcastically. Okay, if I have to. Then he walks to the ATM. I follow close behind. Get to ATM. Him. It's probably gonna charge a fee. Me. Yep, that's what they do. You just take out $30 and I'll give you $5 back, and that's $25 that you owe me. Him. Withdraws $20 from ATM with $3 fee. Him. Hands me $20 and says, so I owe you $2 right now, right? Me. No, you owe me $5 still. I said take out $30. Do you have $5? Him. What the fuck, man? I just had to spend $3 to take out $20. You made me do it. So I only owe you $2. What the fuck? He starts screaming a rant. Me. We agreed on $175. It was easily a deal at $200. Now you give me $170 and I delivered it to you? You can't get mad at me for not paying what we agreed on. Him. More swearing, more yelling. Me. I'm done with this shit. Enjoy your phone. You are wrong and I don't need to take this. I leave. He keeps yelling across the food court. How do people even think like this? Must be a meth head. Guess it could have gone worse. Could have been robbed or stabbed. TLDR. Phone for sale for $200. Talks me down to $175. I deliver it. He gives me $150. Goes to ATM, takes out $20 with a fee of $3. Hands me $20, saying he still owes me $2. Doesn't give me $2 and gets mad when I say he owes me $5, saying the $3 fee counts towards the $25 owing. I walked away. He swore loudly across the mall about it. What the fuck, people? What the fuck indeed? How does he think it's your fault because he decided to show up to try to shortchange you and not take out the full amount? Even, you know what, if he was smart, what he would have done is taken out the full amount, put it in his pocket, and then just taken out the $150 and tried to screw you that way, which I don't condone, but I'm saying if he was smart, that's what he would have tried. And then when you got mad, he would have just been like, okay, whatever, I'll just pull the rest out of my pocket. You're still a douchebag either way you do it. Holy shit, my dudes. Can you spread that 1.5 hours over 5 hours? Posted by user Pure Handsome. So, this is not that exciting, but still mildly interesting. My friend Holly is a photographer. She did a wedding a few years ago for this client. Everyone loved the pictures, and now that client's sister Anne is getting married and wants to book Holly. So Anne meets with Holly, gets the basic package, which is one of the most affordable in our city because Holly only does this for extra cash and has a full-time job. Holly has raised her prices, but agreed to do it for what Anne's sister paid 3 years ago after a bit of haggling. So the bride is already getting a deal on top of a deal. The package includes an hour and a half of prep photography, i.e. getting ready before the ceremony. Extra hours are billed at $75 an hour. Anne says, "Great! We'll be on this side of town and the groom will be on this side of town. We start getting ready at 7 a.m. and then the wedding is at 3. Holly says, "Groom is on the other side of town? That doesn't give me much time for photos. Perhaps I will just get the ones of you getting ready?" Then Anne says, "No, you can take 30 minutes of photos of us getting ready, then drive across town, get 30 minutes of them getting ready, then drive back closer to 2 and get 30 minutes of us finishing getting ready. Problem solved." So this person thinks that time stops when Holly is in a car, and she also thinks that 1.5 hours worth of photography over 5 hours of work is how the universe works. Whew. Oh my god. That is... She'd have to duplicate herself and send herself at 2 different places at once. She'd have to clone herself. Wow, Bridezillas, man. It's a new, well, it's not even a new breed, but they're getting intense, my dudes. I want to go on your family vacation, but on my terms. Posted by user Rose_the_riveting. I feel like this goes on here. Backstory. This was a few years ago. My brother has been dating her for about 5 years, so has only been over to our house 4 times because it's too ghetto for her. Never really talked or thanked us for her gifts, just basically never wanted contact with us. We were planning a week trip to Assateague? I don't know if I'm saying that right. An island with horses by Ocean City, Maryland. We have a typical camper that has 1 bed in the front, which is my parents' room. The other side has a room with bunk beds, which is where my brother and I sleep. My brother invited his girlfriend on our vacation, and my parents said yes. They figured that she would either take my brother's bed or the couch that pulls out to a bed. He asked me on my birthday if I would mind to give her my bed and I'd have to sleep on the couch. I asked him why, and he said, "She doesn't want to sleep so close to our parents, and she doesn't feel comfortable sleeping in the same room with me." I was upset, but agreed. I then told my parents, and they were quick to say no. They said that she either gets the couch, my brother's bed, or she doesn't go at all. My brother was mad, but my parents didn't back down. He told her, and she decided not to go. I do have more about my brother's girlfriend. Not long stories, though. So, I don't think it was choosing beggar going on here. I think your brother and her just wanted some privacy. They just wanted to be alone together to get some boots knocking, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure, my dudes. I mean, I could be wrong there, but I don't think so. Okay. Alright, my dudes, and the last story of the day is called "My Parents Took in a Choosing Beggar," posted by user Miss Magoo31. Hey guys, I love reading these stories, so thought I'd finally add my own experience with one. My parents have always helped the least fortunate and taken young adolescents that needed a helping hand. My senior year of high school, my sister's friend was getting kicked out and afraid to be homeless. As both my parents know that fear, they decided to let him live in the spare bedroom until he got back on his feet. At first, he seemed really nice and was always willing to pitch in with repairs and picking us up from school. The facade didn't last long though, and soon his angst was directed at me. I'm not sure why he didn't like me, but eventually he didn't call me by my name, but instead called me Princess. He'd always accused me of being lazy too, which really pissed me off as I was going to school, working part-time, and was in cheerleading and band. Meanwhile, he did nothing but sleep and mooch off my parents. He was pretty decent at drums and decided this was enough of a reason for my parents to buy him a drum set. When my parents told him no, he wouldn't hear of it. He kept pointing out that they paid for me to do gymnastics and have driving lessons, so he should get a drum set. Eventually, I got my license and was saving up for a car. Both my parents were supportive of this and said they'd help out with costs. Mr. Choosing Beggar wasn't happy about this and complained he should get a car, not me. My father allowed him to drive his car whenever I need picking up after a game or practice. I've always been afraid of driving at night, so when he picked me up, he'd drive way over the speed limit, like 70 in a 55. A few weeks later, a friend texted me to tell me he was hitting on all of my friends at games. We were all 17 and he was 19, and was spreading rumors about me, telling people I was a slut and was cheating on my boyfriend. One night when I got home, there was cake all over the floor with footprints in them. I confronted him and he said it was the dog's, but he had cake on his shoes. I pointed this out and he kept saying, "Calm the fuck down, princess." This was my breaking point. While he was out, I made the house an absolute mess and went to my room. My mom came home and was beyond angry because he still hadn't cleaned up the cake. She was certain he did it, and that's exactly what I wanted. That night, my mom was over it and kicked him out. Months later, I explained to my mom what had been happening, and she apologized, but I don't blame them for trying to help someone. Sorry if this was just jumbled, as I quickly wrote it at work. This is like some pro-revenge shit right here. This is crazy. Like, this person, the originalist, said, "Your parents are lucky he is an idiot and left easily. He might have been able to force your parents to evict him, as technically when you let someone stay more than 30 days, he has certain rights." This is true. This is like squatters' rights or some bullshit. Good thing he didn't know that, but if he did, it would have cost your parents a bunch of money, and if they had tried to do something extreme like throw all his stuff out, he might have then had a claim against them. I don't know how successful it would be, but even if your parents won, it would cost a few $1,000s minimum. Don't help people, or if you let them stay, make sure they know it's for a limited time, like 2 weeks, hard stop. That's enough for most people to get back on their feet. So I totally agree with this guy, because I've watched quite a few YouTube series where there's like people, they come home and they're like, they went on vacation, they come back to like a house that they're about to renovate or rent out, and there's people squatting in there and they cannot force them to leave. Or there's these other ones where they rent out a bed and breakfast and they change the contract when they're there and say, "Can we do something like verbal, like I'll pay you cash, we'll just do it cash instead of through the app." Well, they end up staying there for longer than 30 days and then they have squatters' rights. So they have to be given time to find another place. Like, it's ridiculous. The law protects squatters, and it's ridiculous. I can understand, like, the people that truly, truly, truly do need somewhere to stay sheltered because of the weather or what have you, anything like that. I understand. I totally understand that. But when you're taking advantage of a system, you are the lowest of the low. Like, these people are just serial scammers. They go from one house to the next, and they have money. They just don't want to spend it. It's really disgusting. There's, I don't remember the names, but there's like some model and some like, I want to say some artist. She's married to some artist or some movie producer or something like that. They're like really well-known people. They have like some kind of apartment in, I want to say New York, and they haven't paid rent in like such a long time. They owe like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent. It's like ridiculous. You guys are fucking rich and you're taking advantage of a system that's put in place for poor people. Like, what the fuck? People are fucked. They're fact. Alright, my dudes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button. Please also consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that bell notification, or YouTube won't tell you about my new videos, my dudes. So, as always, the links to these stories will be in the description, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And while you're in the enchanted land of Reddit, submit your stories, my dudes. I got email, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit. You guys have all these options to submit your stories, like Sir Percy or Madame Percy. I'm sorry if I'm misgendering you. I don't mean to. Percy is a name that can be used for both. I've personally witnessed. So, so yeah, just submit your stories, my dudes, and I will get to them, I promise, at some point. I have notifications put in place, and sometimes they fail, but I promise I will come back and scroll and look for them, just like what happened with this story of the subscriber. I'm so sorry that it took me this long, but I got it in the video. So my dudes, I hope you guys have a great day as always, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video.